Tracy, with your seniors, honoring them on Saturday, just, what has this group meant to you? If you don't mind comparing them maybe to some of the classes you've had over the years.
It's no different than last year's class. I mean, this year's class is that same thing when they got here, everything wasn't all rosy and going the right direction. And the culture had to change, and they were a big part of that. And here they're sitting there, and they've won 29 games, and which is tied for the third most of any senior class since 1937. And we still have 2 games left for them to add to that total and have an opportunity. So they've obviously had a good run here and done some good things, and so hopefully we can close it out.
One thing that Mitch and those guys seem to really take pride in is like they're meeting before each week to kind of set the tone for practices. Do you see that kind of playing out during your practices too?
Yeah, sure, but we practice well, So is that they've done a good job. Thought they did a good job in the summer with the leadership part and that, and so like I said, they've done good, and we need to try to finish out the season and reward them for it.
How has the character of Demarius Travis benefited this team?
I'm not sure.
Meaning the way he carries himself, the way he...
Oh, he's a professional, complete professional. Trust him with my life. I mean, he's a good kid and been going to school and worked with the younger kids and been involved in the community. So he's a great person.
Coach, I had a reader ask me if I'd ask you about Shannon and Rodney being on the field at the same time. I know you had that set at times on Saturday night. Is that something that you kind of think you kind of pick your spots with and mix in a little bit, or is it something maybe you see a little bit more of, going forward? They're great playmakers.
I think it's about the same, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. They're on the field and together, and whatever think we need to move the ball. So, it's been good for us, and so we'll continue with what we've been doing.
Rodney pretty good at catching the ball, isn't he, as a receiver?
Yeah. Yep.
What concerns you the most about your defense facing Northwestern?
Well, it's controlling the running game part of it is that we got to make sure that that they don't have a big day running the football and then keep the ball in front of us on the passing game. So sounds like it's going to be a little windy and so we're definitely going to we're going to have to control Justin Jackson and keep him from having a big day. And if we do that, then I think we'll have an opportunity to win.
Have you seen Thorson make pretty big strides from last year?
Sure. Yep, he has, and I think as the season went on, they're playing to their strengths, so he's definitely played better here as the season has went on. But it all starts with the running back.
With Mitch, you look at his numbers, and they're not where they were last year, and you guys have relied more on the run. How do you look at Mitch's season so far?
I think offensively, when you look at it, we're better by far, and he's a big part of that. You're sitting here in the red zone 31 of 39 times. We've scored touchdowns, which is 80%. Last year's 19 of 36. We're averaging almost 32 points a game. Last year we averaged 22, and we finished 106th and so there's no comparison. We're not where we want to be, but we're a lot better on offense, and so he has a lot to do with that.
Austin Carr for them has been real effective, including on third downs. How do you go about trying to minimize him as much as possible?
Yards after catch. Again, it's going to come down to that thing talk about is they're going to catch the ball. They're a no huddle up tempo team. They're going to catch a few passes. You got to tackle them when they catch them, but I know they won't have to throw it to him if we don't stop the running back, and so that's where we're going to concentrate first.
Has Drew made a lot of progress even from last season in being able? It seems like he's able to find kind of those soft spots in the zone and that kind of thing.
I think, that a lot of it has to do with the routes a little bit, but yeah, being a senior, he's played well and made a lot of catches for us, and so we're going to rely on him. Hopefully, he'll have another big day today, but more so than he's blocked well too. I mean, he really has, and he's had a complete year, so we'll need him to play well for us to have a chance to win on Saturday.
Is he right there with your most improved players?
I don't know. I mean, he was pretty good a year ago. We just went to KJ May more, so it's one of those things. Again, as seniors, I think to have a decent year, your seniors have to play well, and he's played well.
Tracy Claeys been back for a while now, but is the explosiveness, is he still kind of coming back from that ankle, or
No.
The impact he had early in the year,
Right?
or our teams maybe finding him more too.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't generate any sacks this last week, I don't think, or we got one, and no turnover. So, but it's not about him; it's about everybody. So that's, we'll continue to work on getting pressure.
How much do you look at last year's film against Northwestern when using it to prepare for this year?
We go back and watch the last 2 years. Anytime we play a team, we go back and watch the last 2 years we've played them, and then we look at their stuff that they're doing this year. So that's part of our normal routine each week.
Is there any update on Lingen, or is it kind of same?
Yeah, I mean, it's for right now. He's still out, and like I say, I don't know how long for sure. I mean, we'll have to see if he'll have a chance to play in the bowl or whatever. But right now, he's still out.
Have defenses done anything to counter your guys' intermediate passing game, especially considering it seems like lately it's kind of been either a big play or a short play? There haven't been a ton of 10 to 20-yard gains in running or passing. Is that an adjustment that offenses have made since like the Penn State-Iowa game?
I don't know. I mean, you throw the balls that are there, and so again, it's all about going through progressions and stuff like that, and according to the route and throwing and getting to the open guy. So I don't know that it how much of it's been that it's been that much different. You know what I'm saying? So we've probably seen a little bit more man coverage and haven't created quite enough separation, and but at the same time we've dropped a couple balls in there. But that's probably the biggest adjustment. We've seen a little bit more man stuff.
Was last week kind of a concern because you didn't get the turnovers you've been getting, and then the offense couldn't sustain during that opening drive? Really, is that something that concerns you in the last two games?
No, not. We got to get some pressure, but you go back and their last drive, we drop an interception. I mean, we have a chance to get out and we drop an interception. I mean, and they're a good football team. Last I checked, I think they're ranked 17th. And you go on the road, 90,000 people. I think they've won 19 or 20 night games in a row in the University of Nebraska, and we're right there with them and have a chance if you play short. So. Pressure on the quarterback would have helped us, but they didn't drop back very much, for the most part. They kept all their things short and fast, but we do have to create more turnovers.
Tracy, did you feel like the crowd down there was a significant factor in their winning the game?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I thought we handled the noise well. We didn't really have a lot of penalties, and I think it helps them anytime you're at home, and you got a crowd like that then. But, so home field advantage, it's hard to win on the road, and that's one of the better places to play. No different than Penn State with how many people they put in the stands each week. And so, it is a great game, great atmosphere and all that. And we're disappointed we didn't win. But I don't think that it bothered us.
You got your offensive plays off okay?
Yeah, we did.
Tracy, this is as good a true freshman class as we had since you've been here. I mean, impact players that are true freshmen, not just redshirt freshmen.
As far as making plays and how many are playing right now, Mike, you'd have to say that. For how much that they've played, and they've also made their mistakes when you go back and watch it. But again, for how much we put on their plate, we wouldn't be where we're at if a lot of those true freshmen had not come through and played well.
Coach, you talked a lot about the importance of cornerbacks on your defense. How have you seen Jalen Myrick progress during his time here?
Well, the same thing. I mean, he's grown up a lot, and and he's learned that you can't play it on talent alone all the time, and I think he'd be the first one to tell you he didn't have one of his best games and need to play better and from a tackling standpoint. But our whole secondary need to tackle better, and we would have got off the field a little bit more, and so it really does. It comes down to those games. I thought we competed awfully hard, but you got to block and tackle well, and when you go on the road and to make a few of those plays, and we didn't do that, and didn't make a couple plays that we needed to, or we would have had a better opportunity.
What's gone into him not on the kickoff return team?
On the kickoff return team, you evaluate the film. I think Keontae's done a better job, so it's that simple.
You've had occasional games where the tackling wasn't there, but it always seems like it's maybe a one-game thing. What does it say about their bounce back ability?
Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. You watch everybody. You spread the field every now and then. They have a thing of tackling. That's part of the reason why people spread the field out and get the ball to people. And they say you're going to miss tackle. But for the most part, we've tackled awfully well. We do tackling drills every week in practice, so we'll bounce back and we'll be okay.
Northwestern, you guys have gone back and forth a lot since you've been here and beyond. What is their identity as a football team when you watch them?
You got to stop the run, and the Jackson kid is where it all starts. But there, you still have all the up tempo teams. They probably work faster than any of them also, and so being able to get in substitutions and all that's a little bit of a concern, and like for how much we've been substituting and on defense, and so. They've had their years when they really relied on the pass and scrambling around a lot more, and this year, without a doubt, it all starts with the running back, and we got to take him away.
Do you feel like, Coach, with Thorson and Jackson and Carr that they're maybe about as balanced and good offensively as anybody that you played this year?
Is that the only thing is that we've played people that maybe had one or two better skilled people, but again, they do a nice job of getting those kids in space and getting them the ball, and that's what it's all about, getting your best kids to play their ball in space, and then we're going to have to tackle well.
What have you seen out of Coach Fitzgerald from rebounded from 2 losses to start the year to play competitive like they have?
Like I say, their team, they've gotten better. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talked to him. I don't know what he changed.
You guys have one more for Coach? Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.